Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Today we're turning our circles or polka dots into squares. So to turn your polka dot into a square or turn your circle into a square, you're going to need your circle and your ball of yarn, the crochet hook you used or the same size crochet hook you used to make your circle, and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. Coffee is optional. This circle is a 5-round circle, so you can just count how many rings you have around the center, including the initial circle, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's 60 stitches in the outside ring. If you are doing turning a different size circle into a square, you basically grab some stitch markers. Now you can either count, you can divide 60 by 4, which will be 15, so every 15 stitches put a stitch marker. So your circle would look like this, and each one of these stitch markers would represent a corner space. And in between the corner space is where you'll do your single crochets in this tiny, just really flat, and then up to double crochets into your corners. The gist of it is 2 half double crochet, 2 double crochet, corner, 2 double crochet, 2 half double crochet, singles until 4 stitches away from your next stitch marker, and then you do your 2 half doubles, 2 doubles, and your corner again. So you keep working your way around like that. So take a look for where you joined your yarn. Mine is joined here, so I looped it back and forth in this section. So we want to pick a section before that. Just put your hook in to the V. We're working into the pretty side of the polka dot or the circle. So macaroni side down, pretty side up. Put your hook through a stitch, 2 loops of the V on your hook, and loop of yarn on your hook, bring it through, slip stitch with both to join. Drop your tail. We're going to work over it, so just hold it along the top of your work a little bit, and make 1 single crochet into that very same stitch. So you've joined your yarn and made a single crochet into the same stitch. Now into each stitch going across, 1 single crochet, and I work over my tail until I get to the section where I joined my last, or woven in my last tail. So here I can still, and now here I'm already woven in a tail, so I drop that tail. We'll sew it in later. And now keep going 1 single crochet into each stitch, all the way along, working over your tail. And when you've stopped weaving it in, you can also drop that one behind. Get in 1 single crochet into each stitch. When you get to this chain from making our polka dot, remember that does not count as a stitch. So to keep your stitch count, you would have to do a single crochet right after it over there, and then you would just keep going. But I don't like how that looks so much because it'll look different than everything else. It's like you jumped a spot or missed a stitch. So how I fake that one out, though you're welcome to do it any which way you like, is I work into that knot. I just push my hook in underneath that big bulky knot, get my hook into the chain, grab my yarn and bring it through, leave everything on my hook, go into the next stitch, which is actually a double crochet, grab my yarn and bring it through. So I have 3 loops on my hook, wrap my yarn and take off all 3 loops. And let me just keep going 1 single crochet into each stitch for a bit so you can see what it looks like now and why I do it. Now if you look, everything has a stitch going into it, including that little chain. So it looks a bit different, but I like it better than skipping over it. So that's my way of doing it, although you can do it any which way you like. So now keep going 1 single crochet into each stitch and I'll meet you for the join. So when you get back to your join, push your hook into the top of that first single crochet. It's a little bigger than the rest, it's waiting for you. Grab your yarn and bring it back and slip stitch to join. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and turn your work. Now we're going to work into this exact same spot that we made the chain. So right down there, if you trace your chain back, you want it to be in the same spot. So wrap your yarn and go in, grab your yarn and bring it back and make a double crochet. I'm assuming you know your doubles because you already made your polka dots. Your stitches are these dimples, these little holes along the side. And the next one, it looks like it's a bit far. It's way over here, and it looks like you're missing something, but you're not. Just jump straight over there and make a double crochet. One, and a double crochet into the next stitch. Into the next 2 stitches, 1 half double crochet each. 1 and 2. And then 6 single crochets, 1 into each stitch. This will be the flat part of your square, the flat side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now 2 half doubles into the next 2 stitches, 1 each. Half double and a half double into the next. Now 2 double crochets, 1 into each stitch. And that gets you back to your corner. So into the next stitch, we're going to do our corner. And corners are 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. A chain 1. And 2 more double crochets all into the very same stitch. 1 and 2. Now into the next 2 stitches, 1 double crochet each. Our first one, and into the next stitch, our second one. Oopsies. And then 2 half double crochets, 1 into each stitch. So half double, half double. And now we're going to do the short side again. So 6 single crochets. So now we're going to be building up our corner again. So 2 half double crochets, 1 and 2. 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. So into the next stitch we do our corner, which is always the same. 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and 2 double crochets all into 1 stitch. So that'll build our corner and actually get us around the corner. And now we build down to the side, which is 2 double crochets, 1 into each stitch, and 2 half double crochets, 1 into each stitch. 1 and 2. So now we're going to do our 6 singles along this side. And now building up our corner again. So 2 half doubles, 1 and 2, 2 doubles, 1 and 2, and into the next space we're going to do our corner. So 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, chain 1, and 2 more double crochets into the very same corner space. Oh my gosh. And building down our side, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, 2 half doubles, 1 and 2. And now we're going to do our singles, so 6 singles. Now if you're noticing that yours is not lining up, it's not looking the same as mine, it's too big of a distance here, or you're too close, you can go back, and on this round, this is where you can adjust your stitches, doing increases or decreases. And I would do them where the single crochets are. So either add an extra single crochet into a stitch to get your 6, or do a decrease like we did to getting over that chain space, or the chain 2 from the circle. But you can adjust it for this round. But at the end of this round, you want your stitch count to be the same as mine. So I'm going to do my 6 singles. And 6, and then if you are like me, you'll have 4 stitches left, 4 dimples, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have our 2 half doubles, our 2 doubles, and then we're going to finish our corner into the same spot as we chained into. So first our 2 half doubles, 1 and 2, and then our doubles, 1, 1 and 2, and then into the same place as we did our chain, our corner. So we're going to do our corner, which is 2 double crochets and a join. We want to end right in the center of our corner. And now, because we're going to keep going with this yarn color, we're going to join with a single crochet. So get your hook into the top of that chain, 2 loops of yarn on your hook, grab your yarn and bring it back, wrap your yarn and take off 2. So that's a single crochet join. And if you open up that right underneath where you just single crocheted, you'll see your corner, because there's the 2 on the one side, the chain and the double, and the 2 doubles on the other side. So I just kind of keep my finger in there and hold it open with my thumb and do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, keeping it open with the other hand, turn your work, because we want to keep track of that corner. If we let go, it can be confusing where the corner is unless you really stretch it open, like keep an eye on it anyway. Now wrap your yarn, 1 double crochet into that corner space. And now we're going to go around doing the same thing we did on the previous round, except we're going to be doing 10 single crochets in the center section. Everything else is going to be the same. So we did half of our corner. Now 2 double crochets, 1 into each stitch. 1 and 2. 2 half doubles. 1 and 2. And now our 10 singles along the flat side. So I've done my 10 singles, and now if you check, you can put your finger in that other corner and kind of give it a little pull. You can see there's 4 posts left, or 4 little sticks over on this side, and there's 4 dimples waiting for me. That's what you want, and you want that for the end of every side of your square that you're doing. So now we do the same as we do 2 half doubles, 1 into each stitch, 2 doubles, 1 into each stitch, and then our corner. So our corners are still 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, a chain 1, and 2 double crochets into the same corner space. And now working down this side, 2 double crochets, 2 half doubles, and 10 singles. So at the end of this one, pull your corner out again. Make sure you have 4 posts waiting for you, or 4 stitches. And then start building up to your corner again, which is 2 half doubles, 2 doubles, and your corner is 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and 2 double crochets. There's my 2 doubles, there's my chain, and here's my 2 more doubles, all into the same corner space. And now keep going doing the same thing. So 2 double crochets, 2 half doubles, 10 singles. Check that you have your 4 posts left, 2 half doubles, 2 doubles, your corner, and repeat on this other side doing the same thing, and I'll meet you when you get to the corner. Now when you get to your corner, it looks like there's only 3 stitches left, 1, 2, and 3, and you're like, oh my gosh, I did something wrong. But if you pull your corner again and take a look, you'll see there's 2 stitches in the corner, but they look really close together because one of them is our chain. So don't worry, you still have your 4 stitches. So you do, same as always, half double into 2 stitches, 2 half doubles, 1 into each stitch, and then 2 double crochets. So this one here, it doesn't totally look like a stitch. You see, it looks kind of just messy. I still just go into it, 2 loops on my hook. Get 2 loops on your hook. Double crochet, and now into your chain. Your chain has this nice little perfect spot waiting for you. Right there. Can you see it? That's what I turn my chains into. That's the spot I go into, and I pretend that's a stitch, which it is in this pattern. So I poke my hook into that hole, grab my yarn and bring it back, and make my double crochet. And then all your stitches line up, you have the right stitch count, perfect. If you pull that corner out again, you'll see that that's still your corner. It's really your single crochet, but we're gonna go into there and finish our corner, which is 2 double crochets before we join. We almost have a square, we pretty much do, but we're gonna go around one more time. So we're gonna join our yarn with a single crochet. So push it into the top of the chain 3, grab your yarn and bring it back, wrap your yarn and take off 2 for your single, and then open up that corner so you know where the corner is. If you don't open it up, this here can look like your corner. This has the biggest space, which is not your corner. And then it messes up, you get confused later. So make sure now that you open it up and get right underneath where you made that join. Chain 2, 1 and 2, and turn your work. Wrap your yarn and go into the same corner space, making 1 half double crochet. So now this row, we're basically just gonna do 1 round of half double crochet all the way around. So 1 into each stitch. When you get to your corner, just remember that this stitch here, this last post, also needs a half double crochet. So get into that guy. So now your corners are gonna be 2 half doubles, chain 1, and 2 half doubles. So 1 half double, second half double, chain 1, third half double, fourth half double, like that. And now this stitch here, this first one, needs a half double and 1 half double into each stitch going all the way around. Corners are 2 half doubles, chain 1, and 2 half doubles. So keep working your way around your square, and I'll meet you when you get back to your join. When you get back to your corner, you can always just take a look. Make sure that every post has a half double crochet on top of it, because we're getting back to that chain. But you can see that nice hole is waiting for us right there. I'm going to poke right into it and make our half double. And now into the corner space, 2 half doubles, 1 and 2. And now you have some options because our square is pretty much a square. If you're going to continue with me to do the join as you go polka dot blanket, then we're going to be doing 1 more round of double crochets on top of this one. If you're doing something else with your polka dots, or you're going to sew them together or leave them like this, you're welcome to do that. If you're finishing off, you will do a chain 1 and slip stitch to join. If you are going to keep going with me, you're going to join the same way with a single crochet and a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is what your square looks like now. It's super square, and our half doubles really give it a nice edge. What we're going to do now, you have a choice. You can either cut your yarn and stitch them together, or you can do join as you go with me in the next video. If you are, I'll show you how to start that after the end of this video. And thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and stay hooked. If you are joining me for the polka dot blanket and the join as you go method, I will show you how to keep going. So 1 circle we're going to have to work all the way around, as you're going to put an edge of double crochet everywhere. For the rest of them, your other 35 squares, or the extra 11 if you're using your 12 balls of yarn, we are going to do 1 side with double crochets. So turn your work. We're going to be doing our doubles into the pretty side of your square. Wrap your yarn, go into that corner spot to make 1 double crochet. 1 double crochet into each stitch, going all the way back along your square. Your first square, the one you're going to start joining with, so a corner of your blanket, the top corner. I start on my top left, but pick a corner of your blanket. That one you're going to have to work all the way around. The rest of them, you just do this 1 row. And then I'll show you how I do it so you can get them all ready, or at least 12 of them ready for the next video. And make sure you get into this last stitch It looks like it could be the corner, but it's a stitch. And now into your corner space, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And that is where we're going to leave off. So now grab a stitch marker in that loop, snug it down, get your ball of yarn that goes with this square, wrap it up and put it in your whip basket. So this one is ready for joining. Your first one, of course, you can do that double all the way around. But that is what we're doing. So I'll see you in the next video for joining them together. Join as you go. Don't be worried by it. You can totally do it. I'll be with you the whole way. Thanks so much for watching. Stay hooked.